Hey everybody, Mntdewmania here. Welcome back to Evil Under the Sun. Guys, I think we are getting ready to wrap this mystery up. I have a feeling it's all getting ready, it's been boiling and bubbling. I think it's getting ready to just explode right on top of us. If you were with us last time, man, you know, poor Linda Marshall, that kid is she is messed up bad. But I think we...
You seem in a very good mood, young man.
I'm about to make 10 quid, and won't Gladys be pleased?
She will.
What is the source of your good fortune?
It's the funniest thing. One of the guests at the hotel is paying me to help play a joke on somebody. I'm to lay off the island this evening in my motorboat, and when he signals from the hotel tower, I'm to pick him up and run him over to Thurlstone. It's a surprise for someone, but I don't know any more than that.
We must learn more, Hastings.
What the heck? What?
Who is paying you?
Oh, I can't tell you that, sir. I gave my word, and he wouldn't pay up if I said.
Oh, God.
When is this joke to take place?
I've no idea. I'm just to wait off the south side of the island until I see a signal from the tower. Then I head into Cutter's Cove and pick him up.
The lantern missing from the safe. It is now explained?
Yep.
Is it far to Thurlstone?
Oh, no, sir. Just a short run across the bay. Easiest money I've ever made.
And what is the signal?
Oh, sir, I'm not sure I can tell you that.
Where can be the harm? You do not reveal the name as you promised after all. There is another 5 in it for you. 5 pounds, Hastings. I think you would not be so free with the money if it were yours.
True.
All in a good cause.
5 quid more? This is my lucky day indeed.
Oh, good.
Here you are, my friend. 5 pounds, as
That's,
promised.
you know, hey, $5 is
Much
$5.
appreciated, I'm sure. It's just a signal with the light. 3 short flashes.
Quickly, Hastings, consult the codes in your notebook. Choose one that will be the joke on our adversary.
Oh, oh man, oh God, a joke? Oh God, fire on this position.
3
Yes.
long.
Oui, but of course.
Yes.
Fire on this position? Poirot, this is a rather bloodthirsty joke.
Yes, I know.
When the time comes, you can warn him if you like. Monsieur Jenks, your humorous friend cannot flash the 3 short lights out into the sea.
Why not?
That is the home guard code for announcing you have spotted the enemy.
Is it really? That wouldn't do at all.
No, it won't.
No, indeed. 3 long flashes is the code for no enemy ship sighted.
3 long flashes. Got it. No harm done. I have plenty of time to warn him. I'm certainly glad I told you. I may even get another tip for warning the guest. If you'd excuse me, Mr. Poirot, I have to close up.
Good day, monsieur.
Oh, I love it. Okay, that was mean. I'm sorry. I don't know if that was the right choice, but that's what I picked. Alright, let's see. Let's go up to, we need to, hopefully, Colonel Weston will be here. We need to fill him in. Oh, sir, I have a plan.
Hello, Poirot.
Have
Hello.
there been any new developments?
I'll say.
Oh?
What of Mrs. Castle?
She met with certain individuals in Exmoor, then hopped a train to Southampton, trying to leave the country as my guess. She'll be detained the moment she tries to board a ship.
Uh-huh.
You are watching her associates, I assume?
Scotland Yard is on it.
Okay. Yeah, she
Any
ran for the
report on
hills.
Gideon Fell?
He's being questioned as we speak. I hope to have some information before the night is
Oh,
over.
man.
What
Yeah.
of Monsieur Jimmy Nash?
Nothing yet, Poirot.
Dang
Scotland
it,
Yard has
come on,
promised to
people.
ring through sometime tonight.
It is time to clear up our remaining mysteries.
Yeah, it is.
I need your help.
Anything.
Your men must watch the causeway and stop anyone who tries to leave.
Yeah.
My men will be ready. Anything else?
Yeah.
We must settle this business of the harrowing.
Tell me what you need.
Accompany me to Cutter's Cave.
I'm ready to leave when you are. What else?
We are ready to return to Cutter's Cave.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go down.
Colonel, perhaps you should descend to Cutter's Cove by the ladder. I will ask Mademoiselle Brewster to conduct me there.
Why don't we both take the ladder?
Tell him the smugglers might try to escape by boat.
If the smugglers try to flee by boat, I shall be ready.
You ain't gonna
If
whoop
they
nobody.
try to make their escape via the ladder, you will be there to apprehend them.
On my way.
Thank you, Hastings. You appreciate my suspicions of the ladder.
Good lord.
The
Pro.
sea, it does not appear too rough.
Poirot, you can't fly to Cutter's Cove.
Fly? No, no. Flying is not for Poirot.
Emily? Yes. Emily!
Can you row me to Cutter's Cove?
Mr. Poirot.
Yes, get in. Go. Let's go. Alright. Ah, there he is. Let's go.
I say, the heroin is gone.
Yeah, it is. Alright, where you at, boys?
We can't leave by boat, and your bloody compass is useless.
I don't understand it. Compass worked fine before I loaned it to... Oh, hoaxed it, did you?
I am afraid so.
Clever, aren't you?
Very.
Oui? May I borrow the compass once more?
I guess you've earned it.
I'll take the sandwich tin if you don't mind.
A few questions, only to satisfy my curiosity. You received the shipments from a larger vessel at sea?
Yes?
Uh-huh, might as well give
Monsieur
it up,
North,
boys.
You picked them up in Cutter's Cave.
Yes, once I saw the all-clear signal.
You used a signal light?
No?
The cells, of course.
Of course.
Yep,
Red to tell Monsieur North the shipment it was not ready.
yep.
White to inform him that he could pick it up using the tunnel from the smuggler's rest.
That's right. I'd nicked a spare key months ago when the place was still open. Worked quite well for us until a U-boat took some pot shots at me when I was making the rendezvous at sea. Too dangerous now. That was to be our last shipment for a while until we could find another way.
The war, it is an inconvenience.
Uh-huh.
You can say that again.
Playing the ghost was your idea, Mr. North?
Not likely. Blad thought it would scare off any nosy locals. I thought it was bloody silly.
I think that concludes our business here.
I believe it
Colonel
does.
Weston, if you could hand Monsieur North over to your men, I would like Monsieur Blatt to join us this evening in the dining room.
It's your show, my friend.
I'd shoot you, Poirot, if somebody stole my gun.
Ooh. Really?
Eh bien, Hastings. The murder of Millie Parsons, it is now explained. The fifth columnist has fled and will hopefully lead Scotland Yard to other traitors. The practitioner of the voodoo has been revealed.
Yeah.
The smugglers have been trapped with the goods, as you say.
Uh-huh.
Only one target remains. The murderer of Elena Marshall.
Yeah.
Then you knew by now who had murdered Elena Stewart?
But of course, all of the clues are now in your possession as well.
Oh, man. I don't think I got it.
Hastings, the time it has arrived. The crowning glory of any case. That sublime moment when the spotlight shines down. A hush descends upon the audience, and all eyes turn to Poirot. Tonight, however, the stage, it shall be yours.
Oh, God.
Some will listen in relief, others in anger at what must be revealed. And some will listen in fear as the net of truth slowly, inexorably tightens about them. Now, one thing only before we begin. Do you wish Poirot's help? I can whisper in your ear and guide you. Or, if you feel brave, I will sit back and let you present the case your own little gray cells have constructed for you. What then is it to be?
Oh, man. I'm gonna do
I'd
it.
like to give it a try on my own.
I'm gonna try it. I have taken
salute
notes.
you, my friend, and wish you bon chance.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Well, that is to say, Hastings, pull yourself together. You wanted to present the summation on your own. Get on with it.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
oui. Mesdames et messieurs, we are gathered here to learn the facts behind the death of Elena Marshall. Two matters I will touch on briefly first. Mrs. Castle, our hostess, will not be joining us. She has fled the island, carefully shadowed by the police.
Good God, man. Do you mean to say she murdered Mrs. Marshall?
No, none at all. But for some time she has been in the employ of this nation's enemies. Rest assured, she will be arrested the moment she leads the police to her co-conspirators. Also, Monsieur Horace Blatt and a day tripper by the name of North have been taken into police custody.
What's he done?
He was arrested with a considerable quantity of heroin in his possession.
Blatt murdered Mrs. Marshall, then? No.
Good Lord.
Fifth columnist? The drug smugglers, as I recall, Mr. Blatt. You thought this a rather dull place for a holiday.
And now we must turn our attention to murder. In order to understand the crime, it is necessary to separate the clues to its nature from the many red herrings that obscured our path. Once that is accomplished, we are left with the truth. Let us begin with the comparison of two bottles. The two bottles I compared were, of course,
Perfume.
Perfume bottles.
I speak of the two perfume bottles.
Yep.
The first bottle was in Madame Marshall's bath. She had applied the perfume before leaving on her float this morning, as I myself remarked. Why would she need a second bottle? And why was it found in the cave? Next, we come to another comparison. And for this, we owe much to the expertise of Mademoiselle
Yep.
Dudley.
The 3 pieces of fabric.
3 pieces of green fabric.
A torn piece of fabric was found near the cave in Cutter's Cove. Another piece of green fabric was found in the fireplace of Linda Marshall. They appeared to be the same fabric as that of Madame Marshall's hat. In fact, Mademoiselle Dudley was able to tell at a glance that neither was the silk from the hat. I will now turn to another curious incident of this morning. Someone threw a bottle from the hotel balcony. It narrowly missed Mademoiselle Brewster. Why dispose of an unneeded bottle in such a fashion when there are convenient dustbins? The contents of the bottle was also surprising.
Artificial suntan.
Testing proved the bottle it had contained artificial suntan. But the weather, it has been most agreeable. The sun, it shines every day. Who would need such a thing? Then there was the contents of Madame Marshall's flask.
Yep.
TryHards.
Her coffee was laced with a heavy dose of the sedative TryHards. Instead of reviving her, it would almost certainly have put her into a deep sleep.
Yep.
Taken separately, their clues, they mean little. But together, a bath where there should have been none, duplicate perfume bottles, fabric for the hat that is very much alike, yet not the same, artificial suntan when the sun it shines brightly. These suggested at once to me a single thought alone.
Someone wanted to impersonate Elena Marshall.
Someone wanted to duplicate the hat of Mrs. Marshall, her deep tan, even her scent. And how can we determine when this impersonation has taken place? It is a sound which gives us the clue.
The water. The
The
bath.
sound of running water.
An odd thing, that running water. It was heard both by Poirot and the maid Gladys Narracott. It was very late in the morning for someone to be taking a
Everybody
bath.
said that.
And as I observed when I had occasion to use my own bath yesterday at an unusual hour, the sound, it is very noticeable in a quiet hotel. Why would someone need to run a bath so late in the morning, if all had already risen and breakfasted? Poirot's shoes begin to fit you, Hastings.
They had to get
To
rid of them.
remove the artificial suntan.
Yep.
To wash off the artificial suntan, perhaps? The bottle, of course, it is thrown into the sea after the suntan is applied. narrowly missing Mademoiselle Brewster. It becomes clear, does it not, that someone impersonated Madame Marshall this very morning, very near to the time of her murder. But why?
Probably.
To provide an alibi for the murderer.
Précisément. I have calculated the time it would take for every person on this island to reach Cutter's Cove, murder Madame Marshall, and come away again between 20 of 11 and 15 minutes to 12. And I tell you that only Mademoiselle Darnley can have done it.
Monsieur Poirot.
Comme-vous, mademoiselle? You were the only one close enough. Yet the nature of the crime, strangulation by powerful hands, eliminates you. Captain Marshall was typing the letters. Linda Marshall and Mrs. Redfern were together at Sanctuary Cove. Monsieur Redfern is in plain sight of several people, both guests and hotel staff. Mrs. Castle tends to her duties. The Gardners were together above the bathing beach, except when Monsieur Gardner goes to fetch the knitting wool. Despite Madame Gardner's apprehensions, he would still not have had enough time to do the deed.
No way.
Mademoiselle Brewster swims, converses with Poirot, and rows. Monsieur Blatt sails. Major Barry gets lost. Monsieur Lane hikes.
What about the tunnels?
Ah yes, they're tunnels. They would certainly allow someone to reach Cutter's Cove undetected if their secret were known. But they do not make the trip there any shorter. Whether you travel from the Smuggler's Rest to Cutter's Cove, or the monastery ruins to Cutter's Cove via path or tunnel, the time it is almost the same. And without a compass, you may rest assured the trip would be much longer.
Yep.
The method of murder? Strangulation by a powerful pair of hands. Only a man or a strong woman could have done it. It is true, there is a woman in this room who could have done it. Mademoiselle Brewster. Forgive me, mademoiselle.
Not at all. I believe in keeping fit.
This fact helps us to eliminate Madame Castle,
Yep.
Madame Gardner, Madame Redfern, Mademoiselle Darnley, and Mademoiselle
voting
Linda
on her.
Marshall as the strangler. Strangulation, yes. A method of murder seen before in Devon. A schoolgirl named Millie Parsons. A housewife named Alice Corrigan. One murdered only a few weeks after the other earlier this year. One of these murders is connected only slightly to the death of Arlena Marshall. But the perpetrator of the other is far more intimately involved.
Yeah. Oh, man. I don't know. I don't know, guys. What do you think?
The murderer of Alice Corrigan.
Alice Corrigan and Arlena Marshall were murdered by the same man. How does Poirot know this? The unbreakable alibi. The primary suspect in Alice Corrigan's murder also had the unbreakable alibi just as we face here. An alibi
okay.
based solely on time.
Ooh, I guessed right.
Corrigan, the husband of the murdered woman, was apparently aboard a train when she was killed. Yet in that case, all a certain young lady hiker by the name of Elizabeth Stride must do is give the time when she discovers the body at least 20 minutes before Alice Corrigan actually died. The husband has time to alight at the station, kill his wife, and be gone before the police they arrive.
Of course.
Note how the alibi, it is worked precisely the same. And here? Here the clue that demolishes the false alibi in the murder of Arlena Marshall is her stepdaughter's
Yeah, they talked about it
watch.
keeps perfect time.
No, Poirot, you're wrong.
No, they...
Linda's watch keeps perfect time.
Yeah.
If the watch of Linda Marshall it did not keep their perfect time, I might have forgiven certain testimony as an honest mistake. But there was no honesty about
Yeah.
it. It was a deliberate lie.
It's
The
Christine.
liar is Christine Redfern.
Yep.
You are a liar, Madame Redfern.
No.
You are the impersonator of Arlena Marshall. And the only way you could have done it is if you changed the time on Linda's watch. You had the opportunity at Sanctuary Cove. You had the opportunity to change it back when you sneaked into her room to add to her fire that cheap green hat you wore as part of your disguise.
But how could she change the time on my watch when I was right there at the cove?
Mademoiselle, it was easy enough. Turn the watch back 20 minutes the first time you go into the sea. Then ask what time is it as you prepare to go into the sea once more. The watch, it says 15 minutes of 12. But of course, it is in reality only 25 minutes past 11. She is already dressed in the white bathing suit like Alena's. The green hat, it is concealed in her sketch bag. And the suntan was applied much earlier, now concealed by the clothes she wears to protect her from the sun. At 11:20, Madame Redfern, she hurries to Cutter's Cove, a journey of no more than 15 minutes.
Yep.
I have timed it myself. She finds Alena unconscious from the drugged coffee and pulls her into the cave. It could not have been easy. She spilled the coffee. Tore her hat. She has but a few moments to dab herself with Alena's perfume and compose herself before the rowboat with Patrick Redfern at the oars and Emily Brewster in the bow rounds the headland into Cutter's Cove. The time, it is precisely 11:40.
Yeah.
You have no proof of any of that. Why would she do such a thing?
She loves you, Monsieur Redfern, as you love her. Have I not agreed it is so?
Yeah.
Mr. Poirot, you're saying that the woman I saw lying there was Christine Redfern and not Arlena Marshall?
Oui bien. A little play artfully contrived for your benefit. Each step you were led. Each step you thought you saw what you were supposed to see. Then after you left to go get help,
Of course. Puts on the clothes.
and then the real murder occurs. Now, of course, it is truly 15 minutes of 12. Madame Marshall has the time to wash away the artificial tan, change his clothes, and arrive for her tennis rendezvous.
Monsieur Poirot, I am sure everyone will agree that I might have had a motive to kill Arlena, but not Patrick.
You think I believe in your jealousy, mademoiselle? When your husband, if he is indeed your husband, loves you and you know it to be
What?
true? No. The true motive lies in two documents.
Solicitors.
Letter from Elena's solicitors.
A telegram reveals that a sizable portion of her fortune was paid out last week to her. £10,000 to be exact. Do you know anything of this, Captain Musher?
First I've heard of it.
And the JN.
Letter from JN.
A letter from a former admirer named Jimmy Nash gives us an insight into Mrs. Marshall and her relationships with a certain kind of man. It is clear that he has requested and received money from her sometime in the past. I said to Captain Marshall earlier today that until we can comprehend fully and completely exactly what kind of a person Elena Marshall was, we shall not be able to see clearly exactly the kind of person who murdered her. And what do we see from these two letters?
Oh. Well, pretty much she was taken advantage
Elena was
of.
taken advantage of by men she was attracted to.
Elena Marshall was a woman who needed to be admired, adored. It is true. But what was the result? She was fair game for a certain type of man who takes advantage of such women. Just as Jimmy Nash convinced her to give him money, Patrick Redfern did the same. And I know as surely as I know anything that before Jimmy Nash there was another such man, and before him another. Elena was not a predator. She was the victim. That is her character. And that is the character of Edward Corrigan, the man who killed her, just as he killed his wife Alice for her inheritance only a few months ago.
No proof whatsoever.
Oh, I don't know about that. Here's something even Poirot hasn't heard yet. Although knowing him, he expects it. I sent a photograph of the two of you he borrowed from your suitcase to the Brixham police.
Oh?
Allow me to make this small deduction, Colonel. They have identified you as Edward Corrigan and Elizabeth Stride, the young woman who found the body. Bravo, Hastings! I could not have done better myself.
Thanks, old man. That's dashed kind of you.
Oh, well, that's torn it. Edward, don't be a fool.
Uh-oh.
Say, that looks like my revolver.
Oh, you idiot.
You can go quietly to the noose if you like, my dear. I have other plans.
Really? Oh, go. Come on. Poirot, don't let him get away.
Poirot? Shouldn't we chase after him?
Poirot does not chase.